I wanted a place that was on the edge, and you can't get more edgy than this environment. And these buildings were built in front of the sea wall, so there's no protection from the sea. And in the last 3 years, the sea's come in twice. And also, over the years, I've had it for 35 years, it's taken on a life of its own. You know, I never ever leave this place, ever, without bowing in the front room and saying thank you for what it's given me, you know, because I've made so much work here, such a lot of life has happened here, you know. It is, you know, the best place in my life.
This is the spiritual home of Guy Taplin. It's where he's at one with nature and where he draws inspiration for his work.
People say, what is your favourite bird? The next one. So it's always this one now. I made it in wood. It's finished. It's got to be painted now. It's a repetitive process with me. It moves slowly, but generally I do the same thing each time. And you know, this bird for me is about as good as I can make it now. This bit, these are oak. I normally wouldn't use this for oak. It just happened to be a bit of wood I picked up that it was thick enough to make 2 wings out of it. So I picked that up on the beach. This beak is mahogany from a boat that I picked up on the beach. This bit was a fence that had rotted at the bottom, and somebody gave me the wood. This bit here I found in a skip. It's all made of different things, you know. It's scrubbing around, and like Rag and Bone Man, you know. Because somebody said, a friend of mine used to put RBM after his name. They go, what does that stand for? Rag and Bone Man. And I thought, this is about it, really.
Guy's knowledge of these feathered friends started as a boy when he roamed the countryside. Collecting eggs became a passion, and when the family moved back to London after the war, he became interested in general acquisitions from local junk shops.
People might find these things unsettling, but you see, I don't. I just don't know. They have an effect on me. These dollies that have been through something and have been looking very bizarre. This Mona Lisa that I found in Portugal, and stuck it on this board. It's just a feeling you have for objects, you know, and I've got a lot of them. I mean, I had a real passion for Barbie dolls. I don't know why. These little people.
Guy's eclectic nature permeates every workspace he inhabits. Here, in his studio at his home inland in Wivenhoe, there's hardly room to move amidst all the bird-like characters he's created. Guy's creative spirit only really got going in the swinging 60s. After a stint in the army, which he hated, he tried various jobs before the age of flower power led to success, making belts with big buckles. His house, with his mother helping, became a magnet for celebrities. From there, though, depression after a relationship breakup led to Zen Buddhism and a simple gardening job in London's Regent's Park, before an opportunity there to look after the many ducks and swans.
I'd found myself through this Zen training, and I got the bird job. And so suddenly I left a community of people that worked in these greenhouses. We'd all meet together for lunch and tea breaks, being alone on this island, which was like paradise. And that's when I started to make birds. And I always compare myself to the character in Forrest Gump, that I never planned anything at all. And I remember the gardener used to come across of Winfield House, the American ambassador's house, backed onto my place. And there was a gate in the fence, and I had a punt, and I'd go and pick her up, and she'd come back for a cup of coffee. And she said to me, well, you're lucky, you're free to answer the call. And I thought, what is she talking about? Because I just took everything for granted, you know.
David Messam has long been Guy's art dealer, and he's here to look at the body of work for an upcoming exhibition.
Guy!
Hello, mate.
Oh, lovely to see you.
It's good to see you and
Are you
all.
keeping well?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah. Considering the old age.
Well, it's been some time, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
And here we are, sort of looking at some new work again.
Well, this is well, 3 of the 50 pieces that are going to go into the show in October. I like these pieces the way, because once I've made them and finished, they're outside of me. Then they go to the gallery, and people buy them, and so they're all over the world, you know. But they kind of leave me at this point virtually, you know. When you see them like finished like this, particularly having brought down from my workshop and put on a table, you get a different view of them because.
I think that's what interests me really, because I mean you've got to think the piece up, you've got to design the bird, and then you've got to place it, and then you've got to find a really good base for it, and all those things have got to work together. And I think that's the combination of all those things.
You don't want to think
really
about it too much. That's the secret with these things. You know, if I start to think about it, it won't work. These birds, I mean, particularly these ones, although of course the lapwings live on the.
Let's have a look, bring those in a bit.
Yeah, they're also on the shore, but
Yeah.
these ones, you can hear them. That wonderful call they've got. I mean, this is nothing like a curlew. The beaks.
Oh, but that's a real guy Taplin. That's
Yeah, it's a good one, that one.
Yeah, it's terrific.
It's the beak's probably 3 times too long, the neck probably 3 times too long, the body's twice as long, the wings aren't. Everything theoretically, in terms of bird identification, is wrong. I've got increasingly, not so much with the lapwings, but with these ones, to make them, I like them to look old. I mean, the wood's
they
old.
always look so real. I think that's the those you've just said that they're not the right proportions. Physically.
No, I mean, these are slightly more
They're
realistic.
Taplin birds, yeah.
But
they've got the spirit, haven't they? They've got the sense of being.
Guy's work is rooted in history. He's passionate about the Cobb dynasty, who lived on an island of that name in Virginia in the 1800s, making decoys for hunting wild birds. Guy's visited, and he's an avid decoy collector of this now prized early American folk art. In Wivenhoe, Guy works alongside his wife Robina, who's a potter. Their daughter Nancy is also an artist. She's left home, and now Rose has arrived, the first Taplin grandchild. Guy and Robina's studios are either side of their living space.
I think Guy has been the major influence of my life, visually. I mean, I don't think, I know. He's got a very strong direction. He's got a huge work ethic. It's extremely hard to sit around and read a novel with somebody beavering away, so you think, I better go beaver too. And he hasn't influenced my subject matter or how I work, but his work ethic and what he looks at, I look at. Because I probably would never have done all this without him.
Back on the coast, and David has arrived to the place where Guy's ideas germinate.
Down here on the waterfront are the beginning of the ingredients, and you can't make anything special unless you've got bags of ingredients to put into it. So this is a unique moment. And he's got an amazing ability to kind of translate these objects, these lost objects, if you like, that have been refound and processed back into something rather beautiful. It's something that's totally unique about him, actually. So it is here that all the ideas are formed. So it's very exciting from my position as a dealer to find things from the very beginning, if you follow me.
Guy is once more roaming, his search for wood never ending, so too his search for inner peace.
Birds or butterflies or plants or shells, the sea, they're kind of doorways to find our origins, really, that centre in ourselves. And I suppose most of my life really has been that trying to return to where we started. You don't want to be thinking too much, you just want to get on with it. And I suppose for the last 42 years, I've got on with it. And it's taken me where I am now. And hopefully it's a longer journey. You know, it's not, I don't feel it's finished.